Welcome to part 5 of the Ahsoka review, and if you're wondering, where is part 1 through 4? Well, don't worry, you're not missing much. We have a lot here to talk about today, so I'd suggest you strap in your space wheel and hold tight. If you're ever feeling confused during the episode, and you say something around the lines of,
I don't understand.
Or,
what am I missing? What just happened?
Then that's okay, you're not alone. What I noticed while watching this was, even though we're given a view of the oceanside cliff, there's no sight of anyone here, which leads me to believe that Liu Yang is actually a Force ghost. I just accept that Disney has started naming these episodes whatever they think would be the most cool, like Shadow Warrior. Y'all better watch out for Part 420 XX Jedi Slayer.
You look the same.
You look old.
Thank God someone said it. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form of a timeline expert, especially when it comes to the prequels dating and the Clone Wars show dating. There's around a 15-year gap in time between when we see her last in Tales of the Jedi and then when we see her reappear in Rebels.
Then you will die.
I'm also confused as to why they wouldn't just show us an earlier version of Ahsoka and explain some of the questions that the viewer has, like, where did she get those white lightsabers from? Or how did she end up meeting Luke?
I don't understand.
On an odd note, I feel like I'm one of the weirder fans that actually doesn't mind the world between worlds. Probably because it's the only way that we can get rid of the new sequel trilogy. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Dave. But whether or not this is actually the Force ghost of Anakin is up for debate. I feel like there's a good chance that this is just the defense mechanism of every Jedi, their brain unconsciously simulating a conversation between them and their mentor or masters, remembering a once forgotten lesson due to the urgent need to do so. Very similar to the Avatar state. Before the first episode of Ahsoka even released, I took it upon myself to try to have some fun with the new show. And that fun did involve making a drinking game out of it. But since the start of this show, I've changed. The drinking game. I've included another category, which is every time that Hera mentions that she's a general, and or the perks that come with being a general. Anyways, I hope this explains why I was so late to upload.
General, we need to figure out what we're gonna tell Command.
I'll cover it. What good is a high rank if you can't use it every now and then?
I see. So this mission is unauthorized.
Yeah. Some general I am. Classified. I'm a general. Nothing's classified. Well, when you're a general, you can disobey orders too. Until then, buckle up.
Let's carry on. Now is when things get a little bit screwy. Jason, Kanan Jarrus' son, claims to be able to hear the lightsaber fight that's happening inside of Ahsoka's subconscious. Not only can he apparently hear it, but he can also make Force non-sensitives like Hera, his mother, hear it.
I don't understand.
You know who else is confused? Ahsoka! Little Jason Jarrus or little JJ asks Ahsoka who her sleep paralysis demon was, and then she looks at him like he's crazy. I'm not saying that Kanan Jarrus was weak in the Force. The Council made sure that they only inducted children with a high aptitude, but I don't think I believe that the one child that he has with Hera, who isn't a Force sensitive, just starts developing new powers, especially since he's never even been trained. I'm only 10 minutes in. I'm gonna be here for quite a while, aren't I? This is probably one of my favorite parts of the episode right here. Carson gets this exposition of narration from Liu Yang and just goes with it. Yeah, it's just some Jedi stuff, don't even worry about it. Lightsaber fight with spins, and she's not using her proper lightsaber form. 3 more and I'll get bingo! Or kidney failure. Anakin establishes the high ground. Obi-Wan would be proud. It's a little bit confusing as to what they're trying to do, warping the prequels actors and actresses into a Clone Wars narrative. I'm not really sure how I feel about Hayden Christensen trying to imitate Clone Wars Anakin. I know Hayden has gotten older since the prequels and his voice has changed, but to me it kinda sounds like he's trying to mimic the voice actor from Clone Wars, Matt Lanter. That or I could just be going crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Hayden does a great job though, and I honestly had to look up whether or not Matt was voicing over him.
Hurry up, Snips! Yeah, no kidding.
So I'd call that a success. Pretty surprised I never saw Tamora Morrison underneath the helmet of any of these clones, almost like he was never even on set. If that is the case and they never even showed the face of a clone, they could have used the voice actor for the clones in Clone Wars, D. Bradley Baker. Is anyone else a way bigger fan of this portrayal of Ahsoka? She's young, she's spry, she's impassioned, she's compassionate. That's everything that we remember Ahsoka to be. But let me be clear, I am not asking for another Ahsoka show. I can only take so much bad faith fan service and desecration before I start projectile vomiting blue milk everywhere. I feel like most fans are confused right now as to what the lesson was for this near-death experience. And if you're a wise ass, you're probably chuckling to yourself, well, the lesson is to live or die. Anakin says live or die, you gotta choose one. But this lesson was already taught to Ahsoka very early on in the Clone Wars. So why would she need to revisit a lesson she already knows? I feel that this message doesn't really belong here. This is a message that would make way more sense if we were dealing with an Ahsoka that was tired of fighting after all these years. But from what we're shown through episodes 1 through 4, she's not only not afraid of fighting and tries to avoid it at all costs, she's good at fighting. Also, I'm aware that views change over time, but we just saw Ahsoka in Rebels blaming herself over what happened to Anakin. But now, shortly after Rebels, Ahsoka resents Anakin for what he became. Not that she doesn't have any reason to be angry with him, but it's just a complete opposite change of view in such a short amount of time.
But more powerful and dangerous than anyone realized.
I believe the underlying message for this encounter is that if you're a peacekeeper but all you do is train to be a warrior, then a warrior is all you'll become. It's often forgotten that Jedi's main purpose was to keep the peace at some point. When your republic is at war but you swore to protect that republic, your duty forces you to become something you were never meant to be. Jedi such as Anakin, and especially Ahsoka, were supposed to undergo serious spiritual training, but during a war that spiritual training is exchanged for knowledge on how to dismantle a droid and how to operate a gunship. Ahsoka could even be suffering from PTSD. But the Clone War is over, so if Ahsoka is to train a Padawan, Sabine, Jason, or Ezra must be trained as a peacekeeper, not a warrior. Or I could be completely wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, and this gap right here, one between her hair and her face, is the actual most sinful, unsightly thing, and it makes me feel uncomfortable just looking at it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how she's alive. She fell off the cliff into the water around nighttime yesterday, so we can almost assume that she's been like this for around 24 hours. Sorry, not sorry, but the real Anakin would have kicked your ass and not even felt sorry about it. This is sin. 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 I was always under the impression that only certain Jedi could perform only certain Jedi powers. Like Jedi Master Sifo Dyas had the power to foresee the future, which is how he saw the war coming, and why he wanted to preemptively make a clone army, similar to Anakin's power, where he's able to see the state of his loved ones. But it seems like now powers like listening to Force echoes is more of a skill issue.
Do you have Morgan Elsbeth in custody?
No.
Do you have evidence of Imperial Remnant activity or of Grand Admiral Thrawn's return?
No.
Well, actually, you do. Liu Yang has a complete scan of the hyperspace relay, which has components of technology that were fabricated by Imperial loyalists on Morgan Elsbeth's refurbished shipyard, and taken to coordinates where you witnessed the idle hyperspace relay-looking shuttle launch to hyperspace into you, killing multiple of your X-Wing pilots, which you probably had to do paperwork for.
Okay.
Up ahead, I think that is one of the larger ones.
Yeah. That'll do.
I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. I do like making these videos and they take a lot of effort, so it'd make me really happy to see that you guys like them too. Leave a like if you liked it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And again, thank you for watching. This has been a Sag Review.